Hi, I'm Dr. Sheehan from Sheehan Natural Health Improvement Center. Once again, we're talking about sugar. This time, we're talking about the best sugar substitutes. So, as you know by now, okay, one of the biggest things, or probably the biggest thing that's bothering us in our diets is that we eat too much sugar and refined carbohydrates. It causes insulin surges, which causes high cholesterol, increased blood pressure, cancer growth, hormonal abnormalities, inflammation, all sorts of things. So it's something that we really want to avoid, okay? So the next question is, most of my patients say, well, if I can't eat refined sugar, what can I eat? So here's some substitutes for us. I'd like to just say, first off, that I recommend the ones I go with the first three mostly, which are stevia, lohan, and fruit. Okay, but I'll go more into each one. Okay? Number one is stevia. The reason why stevia is probably the best, okay, is because it has 0 calories, does not cause an insulin surge, it doesn't have grams of carbohydrate, it's actually good for you, it's natural. Just make sure that when you go and get a brand of stevia that it doesn't have added maltodextrin, dextrose, or sucrose or something like that. Some of them will actually put them in the packets. Just try to avoid those, okay? But there's lots of brands of stevia on the market that will just have stevia in them. Okay, so stevia I would say is probably the best. Number two, not as popular, but it's becoming more popular, is what's called lohan or lohan. Okay, lohan is also known as monk fruit. Okay, it's been used for thousands of years. Once again, lohan is actually, by the way, stevia is 200 times sweeter than sugar. Lohan is 300 times sweeter than sugar, so you don't need much. And once again, this does not have any carbohydrates. It does not cause an insulin surge, and it doesn't add to your carb count. That's one of the other reasons why we use lohan. But like I said before, when you get a brand, make sure that it's not mixed with dextrose or maltodextrin or sucrose or something like that as a packaging agent, okay? Number three is plain old fruit. Usually when we want something sweet, our bodies are saying we actually do need some sugar. And what in nature, the way that it naturally happened was that we would eat fruit, okay? So that's one of the reasons why I say put fruit in there. If a person that comes in to see me has a little bit of fruit during the day, I found they don't tend to cheat on their diet with refined carbohydrates then. That's just what I've noticed after treating thousands of patients. Of course, the low carb fruits are probably better for keeping your carb counts down. Those would be strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries. Yeah, those three are the lowest in the carbohydrates. The other ones that are relatively lower, like apples, pears, plums, grapes, grapefruit, oranges, stuff like that. The higher carb fruits like bananas, pineapples, and mangoes, you want to eat those sparingly. Sometimes they'll kind of really escalate your carb count, and they can really crash your diet, and they can cause problems, especially in people that already have problems with blood sugar. Number four, xylitol. Xylitol is it's another sugar substitute. It's got 2.4 calories per gram, but xylitol and erythritol, I'm not crazy about because I've seen them cause gastric upset in people, but a little bit is not going to cause any problems. Neither one of these will affect insulin surges or your carb count really. So they're safe, it's just that if you eat a lot of them, they can cause gastric upset. And a lot of people have different digestive upsets and stuff when they come to see me already, so I don't want to make them worse, okay? The other thing that I would say is, which one is it? Xylitol. Xylitol you have to be very careful with. I found out the hard way. Xylitol is very poisonous to dogs, okay? And my wife puts fish oil in with my dog's dog food, and the fish oil company actually put xylitol in as a sweetener instead of just using, like a natural lemon flavor. And so we didn't know how poison it was, and my Chihuahua named Taquito ate some xylitol, and he ended up in the doggy emergency room in liver failure. He lived, he was fine. but it's very, very poisonous. The amount in like one stick of chewing gum can be poisonous to them. So be very careful with xylitol around pets, okay? After that, what do we have? We have additional sweeteners, honey, okay, but look how many carbs it has in there. 17 grams of carbs per tablespoon, that's huge. I mean, you can't eat that like day in, day out and not have it affect your blood sugar levels, your insulin levels and stuff like that. And most of the time, people are trying to get those down. Maple syrup, once again, I mean, it's not like a bad food for you, it's just got too many carbs if we're actually trying to cut down carbohydrates. Molasses, 15 grams of carbs. Once again, it's very high in minerals, and so it's high in nutrition, but the amount that we have to eat can really throw off our carb count for the day. Brown rice syrup, I would say brown rice syrup is like a, I don't know, distant tenth or something like that. It's not like processed sugar, but it's almost pure glucose, and it's got a lot, 18 grams of carbs per tablespoon. And so you can really blow your carb count and ingest almost pure glucose. Date sugar is a little bit lower, okay, in carbohydrate at 8 per tablespoon. But once again, that's 8 as opposed to 0 in stevia and lohan. Coconut palm sugar, which is 8 grams per tablespoon. Once again, not great for low carb diets. And then there's chemical sweeteners, which I will not mention by name, but they rhyme with UtraSweet, Enda, and so on. And those things, they're highly processed chemicals. And I know that, you know, the FDA has approved them and stuff like that, but natural health practitioners are still a little bit wary of those, especially when there's natural ones on the market like stevia, lohan, and good old fruit that don't have any side effects. So I would stay away from the chemical sweeteners. Anyway, hopefully that helps give you some information on what the best sugar substitutes are. And if you like this video, look down below. There's a subscribe button. Please subscribe there. Share it with your family and friends. And also in the drop-down box, there's a link to our website, our Facebook page. There's some body type quizzes, blood sugar quizzes, stuff like that. So if you like it, leave some comments down below. Thanks.